Can a woman build an empire, stand against Rome, and etch her name into the memory of history forever? The story of a woman who rose from the heart of the desert in a city lost among sand, columns, and silence. Her name was Zenobia, known to the Arabs as Al-Zaba. She was born in the city of Palmyra, known to its people as Tadmor. It stood like a crown in the desert, its stone columns raised high, unshaken by storms. Merchants from India and China passed through its streets, bringing spices, silk, and stories. Zenobia came from a noble family, and legends claimed she was a descendant of Cleopatra herself. From a young age, she learned many languages: Aramaic, Greek, Latin, Arabic, and even Egyptian. She read poetry, studied philosophy, and asked questions that silenced older, wiser men. She once said, "I will not be a name in the margins of history, I will be a voice in its centre." In her youth, she married Odenathus, the ruler of Palmyra. But she was not a typical queen. She joined council meetings, advised on military strategy, and spoke with envoys from Persia and Rome. At that time, the mighty Sasanian Empire ruled the east, and Rome dominated the west. Palmyra stood in between, a golden thread tying both worlds together. When Shapur I of Persia attacked Roman lands, Odenathus led his army deep into the Persian Empire, even reaching Ctesiphon. Rome honoured him with the title King of Kings of the East. But power draws enemies, and in 267 CE, Odenathus and his eldest son were assassinated. Palmyra was on the brink of chaos, but Zenobia stood firm. With calm authority, she placed her young son Wahbalat on the throne and ruled in his name. In truth, she was the one leading. She rallied generals, secured the loyalty of Arab tribes, and brought architects, scholars, and ministers into her court. Soon she began building something no woman before had dared: an empire of her own. Her first move was Egypt. She marched her army there, claimed descent from Cleopatra, and declared herself sovereign. Coins were minted bearing her and her son's image. She didn't stop. She extended her rule across Palestine, Syria, northern Arabia, and parts of Asia Minor. Yet she played a clever political game. Early on, she still showed signs of loyalty to Rome. Some of her coins even bore the emperor's image beside hers. But behind the scenes, she built an independent economy, seized control of trade routes, and transformed Palmyra into a cultural and commercial jewel. Her court was filled with scholars and philosophers. Among them was Longinus, a Greek philosopher who became her personal advisor. It's said he helped write the powerful letters Zenobia sent to the Roman emperor himself. While building her empire, she also prepared for war. Her army was vast: armoured cavalry, desert archers, and elite infantry units. She commanded them directly, wearing armour and riding alongside them. Eventually, the illusion of loyalty faded. Zenobia declared full independence, minted coins with only her and her son's faces, and began using royal titles like Queen of the East. Rome could not ignore her any longer. In 272 CE, Emperor Aurelian marched east with a powerful army. Zenobia met him with resistance. She fought in Antioch, then retreated strategically, luring Roman forces into ambushes. But in the end, the might of Rome was overwhelming. After a decisive defeat near Emesa, she withdrew to Palmyra, hoping to regroup. Desperate, Zenobia tried to escape. With her son, she rode east toward the Euphrates River, hoping to find help from the Persians. But Roman troops caught her before she could cross. She was captured and taken to Rome in chains. People flooded the streets, curious to see the woman who had challenged an empire. There, in Aurelian's triumphal parade, Zenobia walked bound, but not broken. Her head was held high, her expression calm. Even the emperor, hardened by war, was struck by her dignity and strength. Some say he spared her life, allowing her to live in a villa in Tibur. Others claim she took her own life, refusing to live in defeat. The truth is lost to time. But one thing is certain: Zenobia was no ordinary queen. She was a warrior, a builder, a scholar, and a sovereign. She rose from desert dust to stand beside the greatest names of history. She may have lost her empire, but she conquered eternity. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Heavenly Stories for more.